Hi everybody, Kevin Bong here. I am so excited to show you what we've got in store for the Hardware Hacking Village at CypherCon and SecretCon this year. If you don't know, I've been doing a Hardware Hacking Village at CypherCon ever since the first CypherCon. In the most recent years, it's always been a kit of parts in a printed circuit board or something similar that you put together, do some soldering, and then do a little project with whatever you've built. And the projects are typically hacker or gaming oriented. This year is no different. This year our project is actually based on my business card. I have a new job with a new employer, Ghostscale. Really excited. My bosses, Brad and DJ, were kind enough to let me have business cards that are printed circuit boards. And so we came up with a pretty cool design for the circuit board. If you met us or saw us at the village at SecretCon in 2023, you've probably already built this board, but this is the board we'll be building at CypherCon here in April 2024. It's basically an ESP32, one of these chips, and then SD card module. You get those, you get the printed circuit board, you solder them together, and then we'll help you program what's called ESP32 Marauder, which is an off-the-shelf firmware for the ESP32 that lets it do things like Wi-Fi attacks, war driving, or capturing PMKIDs like handshakes for offline cracking. It lets you do some Bluetooth sniffing attacks and things like that as well. So yeah, if you're seeing us for the first time this year, or in the last year, you'll be building this board at CypherCon, and there you can then use it to do some wireless attacks. If you are in the elite group who already built this board at SecretCon or built it at one of the other few places that we were working on it, you get to do something even cooler. So as you saw, our board had this slot that I call the Ghostscale Accessory slot. The theory there is every year we're going to expand on the capability of the board. And this year is our first chance to do that. And the expansion we're going to do, this is a better example of it, this is a prototype. I've actually designed and ordered the boards. They'll be here before CypherCon, but they're not here today. They're still on the way. Basically, the expansion board for this has a SubGHz CC1101 module that's the same radio that's in a Flipper Zero, and it lets you do the same kind of attacks that a Flipper Zero can do, meaning it can capture sub-gigahertz radio signals and then play them back. Sub-gigahertz generally means things in the 360 megahertz range, the 433 megahertz range, 860 and 900 megahertz range. So pretty cool. I'll show you a quick demo of what this can do. And to demonstrate that, what we're going to start with is this little thing here, which is just a switch with some LEDs connected to it. But it's a wireless switch, and to activate it, I've got this little remote control. So if I click the button and hold it down, as long as I hold the button down, those LEDs are going to light up. And it's a 433 megahertz wireless signal that's doing that. That's the same type of thing as you'll see in like a doorbell, a lot of doorbells, a lot of weather sensors, similar frequencies for things like garage door openers and things like that, but this doesn't have a rolling code. It's just the same signal that comes out each time. So that's how my kind of setup works. To show how this radio module can kind of do some hacking of that, we're going to use a tool called the CC1101 tool. It's written to the ESP32, so instead of running ESP32 Marauder, we're running the CC1101 tool. And if we just type help, oops, I got to get in the right window. We'll see all the different commands that we can run. And the command we want to run is rec raw, which means record raw signals. And let's do it for 8 seconds. And once I click enter there, it's going to start recording. And I'm going to, or you can watch me, I'm going to click this button a few times while it's recording. And then it's going to finish recording. So I clicked that button 3 times while it was recording. Now I can go back and do a play raw command to play back that raw signal. And what you'll see is I'm not touching the button, but the radio is going to basically duplicate exactly the clicks that I had done because it's playing back exactly the signals that it had recorded. So very cool. We can do kind of record and playback signals just like the Flipper Zero from this pretty simple command line. We've adapted this CC1101 tool a bit so it'll do a few other cool things because we've got the SD card module on there. We're making a function on here to record those raw files to the SD card so you can take them and play them back later off the SD card or move in between things. So yeah, some very cool features just with what you get, and that's with this module with just one radio. As you can see here, I've got just one radio on here. But kind of a teaser, the module that you'll get at CypherCon and at SecretCon, if you're, again, already have our Ghostscale business card, will actually include spots for 2 radios, and I'll show you why that is, what you can do with 2 radios in just a second here. Let me get that set up. Okay, so I'm back and I've plugged in a new board here. It's the same kind of prototype SubGHz board, but here you can see I've populated it with 2 radios. And the layout of this device between the 2 radios and the SD card is configured to match a device called an Evil Crow RF. The Evil Crow RF has been around for a while, is for doing these types of kind of wireless attacks. And to use the Evil Crow RF, you actually connect to a browser interface. So let me bring that up. So there's the browser. So how it works is you boot the Evil Crow RF firmware, and it creates an access point on the ESP32, a wireless access point. You connect to that wireless access point, and now 192.168.4.1 is actually a web page that you use to manage and use the radio. And you can see we've got a lot of cool features here. For example, we've got a record feature. I've had it turned on, and it's actually capturing a few things. Let's turn that off and just go flip off and onto that so we kind of clean things up. So if we turn on the record, and we can see I can start recording a few transmissions here, and they should show up down here. And once those are recorded, we can start analyzing them, saving them off, replaying them, all that kind of stuff. So it has that same ability to record, but a little more intuitive with the graphical interface, a little more fully featured, can retransmit, do a bunch of other features. One of the really cool features of the Evil Crow RF is it can use save files, and you can see these saved files are .sub files. So yeah, not any, but most Flipper Zero SubGHz protocol files you can load on the SD card and then go and use those. And you can see there's a lot of them even already built in, such as the Tesla. We could go and use this to actually play back the Tesla. We can say we're sending. So if I had a Tesla here in my basement, the gas door would be open. The gas door, the charge door would be open right now because I'm transmitting the signal to open the charge door. So pretty cool. Again, to do that, you're going to have to get the baseboard at CypherCon. If you don't have the baseboard already, the business card board, you're going to have to find us again at SecretCon or another conference to then get the add-on board and one of these radio modules. And then you can get another of these radio modules for a few bucks off of AliExpress, like $5 or $10 off of Amazon. They're pretty inexpensive. And do some pretty cool wireless hacking things without kind of the cost of a Flipper Zero. So I hope to see you at SecretCon, hope to see you at CypherCon. CypherCon is coming up here in just less than a month, I believe. So we'll be there at the Hardware Village, soldering things together. Come and see us and say hi. Thanks.